Stand up and sing with us if you feel alive too. Time of the year. Don't you just love it? I just love it. That very first Thanksgiving years and years ago when the Wampanoag tribe met the Europeans and said, "What the heck are you doing here?" And then they said, "What you're doing here is starving. We'll give you some food." There you go. And from then on, we know that Thanksgiving is about a time of unity and reaching out and being there for others, and that's who we are. Yesterday, we were there for others. A group of our folks went down to the Dotson Chapel United Methodist Church. Look at that right there. That, my friends, is Thanksgiving in action. And I'm so grateful to belong to a spiritual community where our folks will get out on a Saturday and give to those who at the moment do not believe that they have, and sharing of our bounty. So that's, I love that. Look at that. Frank, right? Well, pick yourself, tag yourself in that photo, all right? Moving on to what is the next thing on my list? Oh, yes, the next thing on my list. Hold on a moment. Toy drive, thank you. Like, how many Sundays in a row do I kind of nail it most of the time? I've got to drop the ball every now and then, right? Every now and then. Toy drive. We're still collecting toys for our friends over at Pennington Elementary School. So please bring some toys. We're collecting those until December 5th, so you can bring those up through next Sunday. And you'll want to be a part of that because we want to give to our kids who might not otherwise have a Christmas if it weren't for us stepping in and helping out with that. Number 3 on my list, I believe, well, is restocking the staff lounge at the Pennington Elementary School, apparently. We take care of the kids, and I'm going to just ignore that over there, just like Crystal, we take care of the kids, but we take care of the adults too, so keep bringing those K-Cups and those snacks and chocolate and the creamer, non-refrigerated creamer, so that we can take care of the adults, because God knows they need caffeine and chocolate in bulk. I believe the next thing I've got up here, yes, right there, December 3rd. That would happen to be 2 weeks from now? Okay, yeah, let me get my story straight. 2 weeks from today, December 3rd, we're having our holiday meal. And I just want to let you know we've got a few aluminum pans left out there, I think about 4. And the way that we do this is that people take an aluminum pan, whatever's written on it, they fill the aluminum pan with that and bring it back on that Sunday. Now, a couple things I want to tell you. First off, we have other needs on the list besides the aluminum pans. So if mashed taters are not your spiritual gift, then perhaps something like bringing rolls or cleanup. Those people who have a spiritual gift to clean up, we love those people very, very much. So we have spaces on that list for those folks as well. So please figure out a way that you can be a part of that. We also might be having adult punch. Just a little secret for you there. I just wanted to let you know that. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's, yeah, what time is this event? Right after that, by the way, at 4 o'clock that afternoon, that same afternoon, Becky Astorita's got an AccuDetox section upstairs. Y'all just bring your sleeping bag and spend the day, okay? Let's shut up and sing. Everybody, up on your feet. Hey, this is the one where we got to get in the groove. This side first, this side later. Y'all in the middle, pick a side. Start over here. I'm so glad that... Wait. Let me try this again. Here we go. I'm so glad that we are here. So glad that we are here. Feel the Spirit ever near. Feel the Spirit ever near. We are friends and family. We are friends and family. Singing. us today. I'll tell you what it is. Voices of Unity is singing today. And that always gets me so excited. And I would not normally, like, tease the congregation in this sort of way, but I'm just going to say one word for y'all to be waiting for. Are you ready? Doxology. Those of you who've been around for a while know what I'm talking about. Just sit tight. See, that's got me all excited. Wouldn't that have you excited too? I think it would. This week we've got a couple of our ongoing things. Of course, Wednesday we have lunch at 11:30. They're studying The Hope by Andrew Harvey. So if you've got some time during the day on Wednesday, come on out and join that group. They'd love to have you. You don't have to have been there before. Just show up, 11:30. And then Wednesday night, of course, is our special Thanksgiving Eve circle at 7 p.m. So it's going to be the normal kind of Wednesday night circle class that's been going on, the Catch the Wave circles with Becky Astorita and Reverend Denise. But come on out for a special one this Wednesday night at 7 p.m. and join us then. Now we have a very special event to take place today. This is one of my favorite things that happens, and I'm going to ask Reverend Denise and Sharon Duffy to come forward and handle it.
And Sherry. Good morning. Is this on? Oh, there it is. Hello. This is one of our favorite days of the year. We do it twice a year. And this is the day that we welcome new members into our spiritual community. So on behalf of the membership of the Unity of Music City and the leadership of Unity of Music City, I'd like to ask these people to come forward if they are in the room. Rebecca Talbot. Yay! It's just watching. Benita Maddox. Mary Petrosky. I don't think Mary's here, is she? Okay. Well, Mary is now a new member. Margaret Hart. And last, but certainly not least, and I know that he is not here, he had a prior engagement, Gregory Fisher.
So you know what we do, so I'm going to ask you to stand and join me. We give them a blessing, and then we're going to sing to them. We love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. Welcome.
Seasons that beckon us inside.
some.
Our sacred reading is taken from Psalm 100.
It's on, but it's just not very loud.
This is from Psalms for Praise, an invitation to wholeness by Nan Merrill. The affirmation, I am a loving expression of the Creator. Together. I am a loving expression of the Creator. Make a joyful noise to the beloved, all you peoples of the earth. Serve love with a glad heart. Join hands in the great dance of life. Know that the beloved of your heart is the divine presence. Love created us, and we belong to the Most High. We were born to be loving expressions of the Creator. Open the gates of your heart with gratitude. Enter love's court with praise and thanksgiving. Give thanks to the beloved. Bless love's holy name. For love is of God and lives in your heart forever. With love, joy, and peace, now and in all that is to come, we say, Hallelujah. Amen and amen.
So I ask that you just take the words that you heard and take in a deep breath and begin dropping those 18 inches to your heart space. I am a loving expression of the Creator. I am a loving expression of the Creator. And as you hear those words, begin reflecting on what those words mean to you. What does that look like in my world as I am a loving expression of the Creator? What do I see? What do I hear? What words am I speaking as a loving expression of the Creator? And what does it feel like to acknowledge and to know I am a loving expression of the Creator? And so as we go into a time of silence, we're going into the depths of our beingness to realize the truth of the statement, I am a loving expression of the Creator. In the silence. In the silence. For love is of God and lives in my heart forever. And so it is with love and joy and peace now in this moment and in all that is to come. I say, Hallelujah. Amen and amen. So I'm going to ask voices to come on up. And know that before the two pieces of music that voices are going to sing this morning, we're going to be a little Catholic. We're going to do a call and response that some of you may know something about from religions that you may have come from. So I'm going to read a line, and then you're going to respond with, can you see that in their heads? Your steadfast love endures forever. It's right over their head. We give thanks to you, O beloved.
Your steadfast love endures forever.
Let every nation proclaim.
Your steadfast love endures forever.
Let all the people cry.
Your steadfast love endures forever.
Let those who reverence you sing.
Your steadfast love endures forever. We
those of you who have been here all of November know why all these sticky notes are on the walls. Those of you who have not, I'm going to get you up to speed. We are playing Gratitude Graffiti for the month of November. If you've not ever played it before, then you will get to take it in here and play it with us in here and take it out into your world is my desire. Because I don't know if you realize, but if you want to create the world that you dream of and want in your life, you have to be grateful for all of it. There's the challenge for most of us, is we want to be grateful for the things we want to be grateful for, but we don't want to be grateful for the ick. Right? But if the ick is ever going to change, we have to be grateful for it because it came to remind us that that's still within me and I need to be shifting that to and letting it go. Does that make sense? So know that you see people getting up and taking pieces of paper off the wall, and at some point in time, everyone needs to do that. Know that the first one that you take off, and you can have more than one, should be just something that you're grateful for, and once you write it down, then you stick it wherever you want to stick it. If you're going to stick it on somebody else, get their permission first, is all I would say. But I actually have fun on Tuesdays and Wednesdays when I come in here trying to find them, and I had lost one. Dan found it for me this morning. It was somewhere on the piano. People stick them everywhere. You can only imagine where they're all hiding in different kinds of places. But if you look behind you, you'll see all the ones that we've already done this month. All of that, already. And what I also know is that there are people that are doing this in their lives. They've bought some sticky notes and they're doing it in their offices, they're doing it on their cars, they're doing it at other places, because it helps us remember that thankfulness shifts our energy. Now know today you're going to need at least 2 stickers. And one of them, you're not going to know what you're going to have to be thankful for because I'm going to tell you later. Okay? So know that if you've already done one, get yourself another one and hold it till that specific time in the service. Okay? Now don't think that you can just sit there and go, "Isn't this sweet?" and watch all these people do this. Get yourself some sticky notes. And as we're going through this, I'm going to do a little bit of review. So that means talking needs to not happen. I feel like I'm in high school again. I will wait till people quit talking and then I will start. I know. When people move, people talk. Are you really? Surely not. I thought we were all enlightened in this room, right? So if you look up here at the screen, this will remind you of 2 weeks ago. And the affirmation that morning was, the more that I am thankful, the more I have to be thankful for. One of the stories I told you was about the Dalai Lama going into an elementary school in Vancouver, Canada. And one of the first things he did was walk into an elementary classroom. They were actually 3rd graders. And he sat down with them in a circle, and they were having a gratitude circle. That was the way they started their day. Every day in this elementary school, every class started their day with a gratitude circle. And if you were here, you will remember I said 3 things had happened in that school. The data had shown it, okay? Wasn't just this sweet little thing these kids had done. Their attendance had been better. Their attitude had been better. And their achievement had risen remarkably. So it proves that even with little children, when we teach them to be thankful for things, their focus is on more positive than negative. One of the things we did that day is read this scripture that says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, supplication meaning asking, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. So the deal was that we were reminding ourselves, and we're going to remind ourselves again later in this lesson today, that even if there's something that I feel like is awry in my life, I don't sit and worry and be anxious about it. I give thanks. That's a different way of being. That's why some of the people in the world that are not New Thought go, huh? But those of us that are here that have done this practice for years get it. Because the sooner I can be thankful about something, the sooner it shifts. It happens every time. And it's just learning that process. So last week we had a lesson. We talked about Jesus and the lepers. I love this story because some of you really got it, and some of you maybe went whoop, and that doesn't make any difference because we get what we need to get when we need to get it. But leprosy is about things that we are hiding that are making us die on the inside. I know in my life there have been things in my life at times that I have wanted to hide from other people. And they started bothering me. You ever had that happen? They start bothering me. It's not like you have to explain it to everybody, but at some point in time you have to let it up and let it out. Because it's killing you, little by little on the inside. So the first thing you do is you say, thank you, Spirit, that you brought this to my attention. Because what Jesus did with the lepers, there were 10 of them. He said, go show your full self to the priest. Not just the part of you that you want to show. Not just the good parts. Show it all to the priest, and you will be healed. That message means when I don't try to hide something about myself, when I don't hide it with myself, with my friends, with my parents, with my family, when I am not hiding bits of me, I become free. And I can create the world that I want to create because I don't spend all the time trying to hide things. Does that make sense? So today's affirmation is I am a loving expression of the Creator. And I hope when we were doing the meditation, you thought about what that would look like in your life. You thought about what you would be saying to people if you are a loving expression always of the Creator. I know some of the things I would not be saying. I know some of the things that I catch myself sometimes going, whoop, that wasn't very loving, was it? I know the things that I would not be doing, like shooting birds at people in the car that are driving in front of me or whatever. I wouldn't be doing that because that's not necessarily a loving expression of the Creator, right? So it's just learning about how to stay in this flow of what is love and joy and peace. And you said something very important just a few minutes ago, Julia. We are human. And we're not going to get it right 100%. So I want you to acknowledge that with yourself right this minute. You're not going to get it 100% all day, every day. But when you become aware that, oops, that was me showing my tail, then that moment say, thank you, Holy Spirit, for reminding me, and I can shift that one piece of energy right now, in this moment. Several years ago, I taught a class called The Vortex. Quite interestingly, it was on Abraham Hicks. And people show up for Abraham Hicks because they think when they study Abraham Hicks, they are going to become millionaires and have the house of their dreams and the car of their dreams and the partner of their dreams. So people show up for those classes. I had over 70 people in this room for that class. Not to make that bad or good, but it's interesting what we show up for in our lives if we think we're going to get something. Does that make sense? But the vortex is very important to understand because if you stay in the vortex of Holy Spirit, your life will be beautiful all the time. Some of you are going, how's that work? Only you know. I know that I can't do it 100% of the time, but I know when I'm in it, and I sure know when I'm out. And so does Judy. She knows when I'm out of it. Does that make sense? And so do some of my closest friends. They will go, woo, Denise is not in the vortex today, is she? Does that make sense? Because it's an energy that is a flow. We talk about it here a lot, of love and joy and peace. And when I'm not feeling loving, and I'm not feeling joyful, and I'm not feeling peaceful, that was a Freudian slip. Or was it? I have to share this with you. I was having lunch with Linda the other day because we were talking about her ministry and how to become a legacy of love in that ministry. And I told her, she was talking about sometimes people are snarly. Surely not here, but sometimes people are snarly. And I said, Judy and I laughed because the song that Judy wrote with John McClain and my words, all is well, life is good, and we are truly blessed. Sometimes when we deal with things that are less than lovely, we sing, all is well, life is good, and we are truly pissed. Because the deal is, and then we laugh and go, it is us that's being pissed. Does that make sense? All is well, life is good, and we have chosen in that moment to not be blessed. You hear that? It's our choice. So being in the vortex means that you're in alignment of source energy or the creator. So in this very moment, do you know if you're in or out? That's your deal every day, all day long. Am I in or out? Am I in the vortex? Do I feel it? Do I feel that I'm out? Here's what the vortex looks like. Now, I've never been in the eye of a storm like that, but what I've been told is right there in the center of all of that, it is extremely calm. That is what we are called to be. Calm, peaceful, loving, joyful. And that's easy when you're with other people who are calm and peaceful and loving and joyful. And I don't know about you all, but everybody that I interact with are not that way. They're not. And so it is my charge to go, okay, how do I become that? Does that make sense? So, we're going to have 3 affirmations that we're going to work with today. The first one is, I am thankful for the source of everything. Can you say that with me?
I am thankful for the source of everything.
And how do you know that source? Choir sung about, we thank, we praise you. How do you know the essence of the Spirit of the Creator? How do you feel it? What is it that you do that you know, woo, I feel it now? Because that's part of your connection to the source of all. Is it through taking a walk in the woods? What is it? Do you know when you feel it the most? What I will tell you, it's when you are loving, joyful, and peaceful. So where is that? The next one is, I am thankful for me and my connection to the source of everything. Can you be thankful for yourself? Yes. Some of you went, yes, and some of you went, you're the ones that are not going to like the second little note, I can promise you. So I want you to say this with me. I am thankful for me and my connection to the source of everything. Because there's where the deal is. This is about the essence of what Jesus, the master teacher, told us was the only law that we needed to live. Love God. Love your neighbor as yourself. That's why I put that one second. Because you got to love you. You got to be thankful for you before you're going to be thankful for anybody else. And those of you that understand mirror work, when I'm mad at B, it's not about B. It's what B shows me in myself. Get it? And so then I have to look inside me and go, where is that in me? And when I find it, then I'm thankful for it, and then all of a sudden, I'm not mad at B anymore. That's how it works. That's so simple, but we forget. I am thankful for everyone and everything and their connection to the source of everything. Lord mercy, that's a lot of words saying that I'm thankful for everybody in the whole world. I know exactly who some of you are thinking about. I know, because I thought about him too when I was writing that. I was like, okay, here's my work for this whole week. I'm going to be thankful for you. And every time I look at you, I'm going to quit going, and I'm going to go, I'm thankful for you. I have no idea why, but once I find need in there, then I can let it go. Does that make sense? That's hard, because it's easy for me to go, you're a skankerball. That's a word we've used in our house for years. You're a skankerball. It's like, I can very easily go there, and it's like, okay, but there's something about that individual that is about me too.
When you figure it out, will you tweet it for me?
And so if I want to let go of my angst about what's going on with this country, I got to find that inside me and let it go. Do you realize that's the work of unity? That's why people come for a few months and then they run away. Because no, I want the priest to absolve me. I don't have to do this deep, deep, deep work. Nobody said it was going to be easy, did they? I am thankful for everyone and, what's that other word? Everything. Everything. Oh, Lord, mercy. Even that thing? Yes. Because that thing reminds me when I was not in the vortex. And if I can get it, see, this is so exciting to me because it's taken me 60 years to really understand how exciting it is, because when I see that pile of poo, I can go, I know exactly how that pile of poo got there. I did it. Woo! And if I know how I did that, I know how to not do that anymore. Does that make sense? Do you know how freeing that is? But what we have done for years is walk around and go, ooh, there's a pile of poo. I'm going to paint it purple and plant flowers in it and hide it from people. But eventually they smell it. Get it? Eventually they smell it. And they're around you and they go, woo, you ever had people running from you? It's like, okay, they smell your poo. They're like, whoa, law. It's what goes on. Some of you are going, where did I walk in? Why did I walk in here this morning? So I want you to say with me, I am thankful for everyone and everything and their connection to the source of everything. Ready? I am thankful for everyone and everything and their connection to the source of everything. What you're saying is everything came from the same thing. You understand that? And what does that mean for me as a person? It means I can't separate myself from the food. It's all God. It's all God. There's an amazing book that, if you want to really get this, by a man by the name of Walter Starkey. And he says it's all God, the flowers and the fertilizer. It's all God. All of it is. So, again, how do you know, how are you thankful for the source of everything? Probably the biggest way for me, that's why I'm going to share this with you this morning, is singing. Music helps me know the source of everything. For you, it might be out wallowing in the grass. But for me, it was how I knew that I was supposed to be a partner with this amazing woman, because the first time we were brought together and she started playing and I started singing, it was like magic. And I was like, huh, that's the vortex. Do you understand that? Some of you are getting what I'm saying. Huh. Okay, Holy Spirit, you want me to be with this woman? Huh. It's that thing that you are afraid to do that will put you into the middle of the vortex. Do you understand that? It's that piece of you that you're hiding, that you've never shared with anybody, that you think nobody knows, but everybody knows. Everybody knows but you. So I want to share with you this morning. I thank you for being so real, touching me, letting me see what a beautiful world this world is, and I thank you for showing the way and setting us free, opening our time, blinding us to see a glorious possibility. Maybe it's true, some folks don't see what's going on. They need the proof that a beautiful world, this world is, and I thank you for showing the way and setting us free. You've opened our time, blinded eyes to see a wonderful reality. opens up our time-blinded eyes. God opens up my time-blinded eyes to see a glorious I hope you could feel that from both of us. And that's why I shared something with you all a little bit intimate that I don't usually share on Sunday morning. But the door, as I tell you, if you want your life to be beautiful, you have to walk through the doors that are open. That made no sense in my world at all. None. But I am so ever grateful that it made me uncomfortable, and I had to look at it and go, what is this about? Because you know, a rub causes you to expand your consciousness in your world. That's what it was about. I am thankful for the source of everything. So here comes the other sticky note. I am thankful for me and my connection to the source of everything. So I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to decide one thing that you're thankful about yourself and put it on the wall. Know that if you're one of my clients, you have to come up with 10 things. You all have it easy this morning. One thing that you are thankful for about yourself, and stick it on the wall somewhere. Sometimes that's not the easiest thing. So if you find that that gives you a rub, your homework should be write 10 things you're thankful for about yourself. Now you all are thinking about all the ingenious places you can hide them so Denise has to find them this week. This is not an Easter egg. So the last one is going to be probably the biggest challenge. In just a few minutes, when I ask them to, we have a bunch of National Chooses Peace bracelets, and you're all going to get one today. They have the wrong date on them, but that doesn't matter.
It could be any day.
There's going to be 2 things that they're going to be about for you. Some of you remember years and years ago we did something called the Complaint-Free World. And we had a bracelet on that said, you know, I'm not going to complain. It was what it was about. And every time I caught myself complaining, I had to take it off and put it on the other wrist. Some of us wore our bracelets out. Pat says she broke free. Yay! I'm not going to tell you how many I broke and how many I threw across the room. So this is a modified version of this. I am thankful for everyone and everything and their connection to the source of everything. But those of you that are Course in Miracles people, know that there's a Course in Miracles lesson that always hits me right here. I could see peace instead of this. So in just a moment, they're going to pass out these bracelets, and I want you to think about a situation that you are willing to work on this week and say, I could see peace instead of this. Does that make sense? And it can remind you, you got a Nashville Chooses Peace bracelet. You may have to swap it back and forth 40,000 times. But it's to remind you of two things. You could see peace instead of this, and we have another one coming up in April. So this is, whoops, I'll come back to that. So this is also advertisement for it. Does that make sense? Because people are going to go, Nashville Chooses Peace, what does that mean? Does anybody know when the date is of the next Nashville Chooses Peace? April 21st. There you go. So you could say, April 21st, Unity of Music City, Saundersville Road, come be a part of it. Come be a part of the human peace symbol. So, pass the bracelets out. Has everybody thought of a situation you wished was not that way? If you haven't, I'm sure there's someone in the room who could give you one of theirs. They would share with you a situation that you can help them wish was a different way. And so I'm going to show you a definition of appreciation. Appreciation is only a matter of finding the easiest thing in the world for you to appreciate and appreciate it until you have practiced yourself into the vibration of appreciation. Because once you've done that, you can appreciate wherever you go. That's an Abraham Hicks. Do you understand what that's saying? How many of you have ever heard, those of us that have studied Abraham Hicks for years, a rampage of appreciation? So what begins to happen is when I'm in a situation that I feel like I can't appreciate, I start appreciating everything else that I can. And it changes my vibration, and I get into the vortex, and then all of a sudden, voila, I'm not as aggravated about this, whatever this might be. Does that make sense? Once you get into the vibration of thankfulness and appreciation, you can appreciate wherever you go. That means you can appreciate everything that you see. So, we're going to say this together. Voices is going to come forward after that. We're going to do another responsive reading. Your answer is going to be exactly the same, so it's not hard. You don't have to do homework. But let's say this all together. I am thankful for the source of everything. I am thankful for me and my connection to the source of everything. I am thankful for everyone and everything and their connection to the source of everything. Voices come up. So remember, you have your steadfast love endures forever. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it.
Your steadfast love endures forever.
We give thanks to you, O beloved, and bless your name.
Your steadfast love endures forever.
We welcome you into our hearts, O beloved companion.
Your steadfast love endures forever.
You lead the way into the house of love.
Your steadfast love endures forever.
We join you now in the great banquet of life.
Your steadfast love endures forever.
We give thanks to you, O blessed Creator.
Your steadfast love endures yours forever.
Just one word, I told you, just one word, doxology, that's all I had to tell you. That's why I couldn't think of anything to say beforehand. It's a wonderful opportunity when we get the chance to give back to our sacred community. So if you would take your tithes and your gifts and your offerings in your hand and say the affirmation along with me. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Please be cautious of the wires as you join us in the sacred walk of abundance.
open our hands and our hearts and our minds, and we just bless. We bless first ourselves and our connection to the Creator. And we bless everyone and everything that we see and hear and know and feel. And we bless their connection to the Creator. And we bless the Creator of all, knowing that every good and perfect gift comes from that Creator. And so we bless our tithes and offerings, knowing that they have come from that place of knowing and love, and that they will go back out into the universe to bless others with that knowing and that love. And we know that as we give, so shall we receive, heaped up, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, for that's the law, and so it is. Amen.
Just a quick reminder about the December 3rd holiday meal. For those of you who are ministry leads, that's going to be our opportunity to say thank you to all the people who work on our team with us. And next week, be sure to be here when the Sunday talk will be peaceful or pissful, your choice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Did you? Okay. Why am I holding your pocket? So I think after here we're going to try to go ahead and drop it off and we got the other car back. We're good. We're at the park. Oh, okay, great. That's good enough. I think we got everything out. I saw her a minute ago.
About burned out, but I couldn't. I can't see.
That was really nice, actually. I actually got a fixed Friday night.
I was going to figure out how to do
Put a new battery in it and it covered under our back here. I could have saved $50 for deductible by taking it to the car back, but I would have had a code. It probably would have worked out for Tuesday. So like, here's the $50. Thank you. Exactly. Right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. It took me a second to realize that the angle was off. Wait, oh, a second. Oh, I thought you guys got that